Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Suspendia TrueNut, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas Survival Mode with the JSawyer Mod here in Old World Blues. To my mind, the best Fallout DLC that has ever been made. And indeed, from the comments last week, I think a lot of you agree with me. This DLC is love and joy. And last week, we came here, we just enjoyed the script of arriving because it's marvellous. We got ourselves this lovely open-backed gown and bonnet because that's all we've got. And as people in the comments actually reminded me, even though we spent a full hour just arriving and chatting to the think tank and experiencing all the little kind of hidden quests, sub-quests, dialogue, extra stuff just hidden away actually inside the first flipping room, even then, I flipping missed some stuff. You see, there's two important unique bits of apparel in here. If we just kind of turn left and head over to this here chemistry station, and we have got on the table, hang on, where is it? Here we are, glasses. So easy to overlook glasses. Weight 0.3, value 687. And that there is indeed Dr. Klein's glasses. Meanwhile, if we head up to the top and the room at the very far to the right as you enter, back to Dr. Mobius's room, and once again, kind of pretty well disguised on top of these here papers, Dr. Mobius's glasses. Even more valuable, in fact. Now, these are both actually pretty darn good, because glasses normally give you basically nothing but a little bit of perception if you went for the 4 eyes trait, but don't really give you any damage threshold. These glasses do, they actually give you 1 damage threshold, which is very, very rare. Even the lucky shades, I'm pretty sure, give you no damage threshold, just give you +1 luck. Arguably, I'd prefer +1 luck, but it's still pretty good. This is also basically another way in which New Vegas is just flipping masterful in terms of its storytelling through laying out items and stuff. Because you'll notice, of course, we've got Klein and Mobius. Klein, who we've met, and Mobius set up as like the evil mad genius who's completely lost it, and Klein says he's an idiot. Klein's glasses give you repair +5 and intelligence +1. If we go over to Dr. Mobius's glasses, however, explosives +10 makes sense. He's more of the mad scientist sort, he builds big weapons. But intelligence +2. Dr. Mobius's glasses give you more intelligence than Klein's. So though we've been told that Mobius is just some sort of mad idiot with, bad research methodology and all that bad stuff, then you might just suspect from these items that potentially Dr. Mobius might just be more intelligent than Dr. Klein, and that will indeed be borne out by the story, because New Vegas is the best game ever, and it's full of just little touches like this, and the more you think about it, the more you find, because this game is wonderful. Sadly, in New Vegas, these things are not actually that useful, because unlike in Fallout 4, all special stats are capped at 10, so I've already got intelligence of 10, so even if I actually put the glasses on, even then, it's still 10, it can't go up to 12. It always struck me as a really nice thing that Fallout 4 did, that all the specials were uncapped, so if you wanted to, you could get your, strength thing could get up to 40 something. I read somewhere that, if you literally use every single item for strength and you have all the perks set up correctly, you can have strength 47 if you want to be the most ridiculously powerful melee or unarmed fighter in the world, so that's lovely. Mobius's glasses probably slightly better on that basis. I mean, repair will probably be more useful if I brought my own guns in, but because I'm, picking up all the unique weapons around here, I won't be doing that much repairing, so I may as well take Dr. Mobius's glasses. I don't think there's anything particularly special about how they look or anything. I think they're just basically pretty normal glasses, to be honest, the same as anything else, but it's nice to have them. Anyway, today, of course, as I am indeed wearing a bonnet and a patient gown, I'm going to be needing to get myself some better armor and some better weapons, because the ones I've got are just not really going to do the job. And out we come into Big Mountain, the Big Empty, and of course find the think tank. We are just at the front door right now. For those of you who've never really experienced this DLC before, it looks like quite a small DLC.
You will not escape the eyes of my robo-scorpions or their pincers.
That's just Mobius. He occasionally decides to just kind of, yell at you over the loudspeakers. There won't actually be any giant robo-scorpions. Not yet. They're not going to show up. Yes, as I was saying, this is actually quite a small DLC, or rather, it looks it. So, you see down there, that little building right there. Ignore that enemy. He won't see me. He's too far away. So, if we go over to the map for a second, that building there is the X2 transmitter antenna array, and that's pretty much the edge of the world. You go beyond this big circle around the outside of the map and your vision whites out and you get teleported back to the beginning. That's like the electronic fence or something. It's It's basically magic, but they call it technology, which is in all fairness how a very large part of Old World Blues works. So literally, that there, that you can see is actually quite close and I could walk to fairly easily is the edge of the world. Now you might think therefore this is a really, really tiny DLC, but it's so bloody dense. Like all of those little spots are normally like buildings that have like relatively large complexes attached to them, and all of the buildings at each of the main compass points are very, very large as well. There's just a lot of good stuff here. It's such a big DLC and so efficient because it's quite a small space, but there's a lot of really good stuff here. It's just beautifully designed. Anyway, we're not going down there, because broadly the way this map shapes out is like on this side you'll find like a lot of robots, and down here you'll find a lot of lobotomites and also some nasty other things that we'll get to because they're kind of new when we get down there. On this side of the map, however, it's mostly creatures. There's a lot of cyber dogs. Now, cyber dogs, while they're robots, have basically no damage threshold. I think they've got like 2 damage threshold, which means they're probably the easiest, softest targets for me to start with. So that's where I'm going to be going first to try and get myself set up. Because the weapons I've got right now are, well, I've got this thing, which is okay against robots, but it's still not spectacular. Or I've got this thing, which is horribly inefficient, but it will do the job while we still have some ammo for it. And in particular, what we've got is we've got a ton of hollow point ammo. This is the most horrible, wasteful thing I will basically ever do with this game. Oh, bloody hell. Wasting hollow point ammo like this, what a shame. But with hollow point ammo in a rapid fire weapon, I will basically tear apart lobotomites who have very low damage thresholds but a fair bit of health, and dogs, same basic deal. So for the moment, I should be able to head over in this direction. This direction is where we can get ourselves some armor. But do I want to prioritize? No, let's get a weapon before we go after the armor. I think that will be for the best. We could do with some better weapons. So we've got one lobotomite over there who we will chew up. He's just basically got himself... Oh! He's damage resisting that. Okay, never mind. Go back to normal ammo in that case, because yeah, he's got a little bit more damage resistance than I was expecting. Oh, what a waste of 357 this is. Blimey, what a horrendous waste. Well, we'll get some stuff off him at least. A slightly better... Ooh, 4. Oh, of course. 4, which because of hollow point ammo is significantly increased, and this is a rapid fire weapon. Bloody hell, I hate the K9000. Right, well, it's better than what I've got right now, and strength +1 will actually be quite useful as well. But we are going to start chewing through some ammo here very, very quickly. And these guys can have some really strong high-level guns, by the way. You got to be really careful with these guys. Caravan shotgun, not so bad, all things considered. But fortunately, that guy's wearing a patient gown, so patient gowns are pretty much... In that case, the hollow point would have actually worked fine, but dear oh dear, eh? Okay, so we basically just got to work our way around here. Actually, you know what? Caravan shotgun might be flipping better, but is that cheating to use? Because actually, no, it's pretty terrible. I think it's not cheating. Also, there's a dog very nearby. Where's there a dog? I just heard it go growl. Oh dear, bigger problems. We've got a Y17 trauma override module armed with energy weapons. Energy weapons will mess you up. Right, let it get close to me. Let it get close to me. Ouch, that hurts. Okay, so this is going well so far. Are you skipping around the outside? Oh, you are, you sneaky git. Right, round here, don't let him shoot you, because energy weapons are powerful. I'm not even sure he technically drops an energy weapon, which is particularly... Oh, good, I've drawn the attention of a dog. Well, that's fine. These guys will go down. Oh, good, I've drawn the attention of more dogs. My life is going well. Also, they've got, like, Robo-Brain-style sonic attacks, but my head can't be crippled anymore, so that's nice. Notice how I've basically already burnt through pretty much all my ammo. Ouch, and you've decided to... Bloody hell. There you go. Y17 goes down as well. Are we finally out of... Good. We're out of danger. Nice. These guys have really high damage threshold, by the way. Ooh, a plasma rifle. That's not bad. Admittedly, yeah, the spread in it's not spectacular, but it'll probably do for now. X12 in that direction. Don't worry about that for now. Before we go there, we need a proper weapon, because this thing is basically worthless. But that should be our first little run-in with a pile of enemies done for the moment. There's a bunch of them around here. We attracted the attention of a bunch of dogs, and there can be a trauma harness, though it's not guaranteed in this area. So, alright, that's a bit of a difficult start, especially if you don't actually have your own weapons and stuff with you. Obviously, that's a lot easier if you've got your own weapons, but I don't. So I'm just going to go around here. Very quietly avoid. What's down there? That's just a bunch of... Ah, Night Stalkers. Yes, I knew there was a bunch of Night Stalkers around there. I can get myself a lovely bit of Sunset Sarsaparilla. Nice. That'll get my health up nice and quick. Now, my actual target is over in this sort of a... Oh, hang on. We got something pretty close by here. I'm just going to skip down here to avoid whatever that is. Until I've actually got some proper weapons and armor, I want to be picking relatively few fights. So head down here... And instead, yeah, there we go. I see the fence I'm looking for. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're okay for now. That Sunset Sarsaparilla really did not heal much health, did it? Never mind, it'll do. Yes, indeed. So we're starting off at the little Yangtze prisoner camp thing. This is, well, very flipping dark. Well, not really that dark by the standards of Fallout. Relatively dark by the standards of Fallout, at least. You may recall in the last part, one of the scientists, I believe Dr. Boris, specifically mentioned how he was, terrified of commie spies and how there was a human farm. When he says human farm, what he actually means is, indeed, a prisoner camp of presumably Chinese national origin individuals who were rounded up when the Great War began, taken to these camps and had medical experiments performed on them. Lovely. And they're still here as ghouls. Not ferals, just normal ones here. And a whole bunch of sentry bot parts, interestingly enough. I'm not really sure why these are supposed to be here. Genuinely not sure, but you can't loot them or anything. They're just purely decorative. So there's a bunch of ghouls in here. Ghouls wearing bomb collars. You need to potentially take them out if you want to kind of clear out this area, except... There's potentially a more interesting, fun way to do it, which is those bomb collars they're wearing are real bomb collars. As a result, they work exactly like you'd expect a bomb collar to do, which is, if they decide to actually leave this area, then the bomb collar will go off, which is a very easy way to kill these guys. Hello! Guys, yeah, there we are. Why don't you run after me? There we are. His head just popped. Hello. Come over here. That's right. I'm over here. Why don't you come and get me with your unarmed weaponry? That's right. Out you come. And your head's gone pop too. If you want to make sure you nail these guys with guns, by the way, of course they've got basically no damage threshold. So as a result, just head in and nail them with the hollow point ammo. Very, very nice. And of course, naturally, there are some rads floating around here. Whether the rads are accidental or whether this is one of the experiments is never actually made perfectly clear. But yes, indeed, there are rads, so it does make sense these guys got ghoulified in the end. And one more here. There you go, nail you down. You wouldn't realise it immediately, but yeah, that little thing in the middle next to the dog's head is indeed a scope. So you can scope this thing, though, yeah, I don't think it really makes up for how much it just guzzles ammo. So, why did we come here? Well, of course, we were actually after some loot. Not actually in the camp, I just cleared that out to make sure everything was fine. Instead, the loot we want is just outside the camp. Two useful things. Up at the top of the watchtower, we've got Elijah's Advance. I've never been sure whether we're just supposed to call this the LAER or the Lair. The Lair? I'm not sure even how you're supposed to pronounce that. Lair? I'm just going to call it the Lair. The Lair is fine. Elijah's Advance Lair, which is really, really bloody good. And a bit of energy ammo dotted around the corner as well. Marvellous, though. Bear in mind, yeah, the ECP stuff, that will start weighing you down very, very quickly. Now this thing's actually good, even though it's in very low condition right now, and I don't even flipping meet the criteria for its use, because it's 75 energy to be used properly. Damage 40, DPS 116, and uses microfusion cells. Yes, this thing is a beast once it gets going. Can I actually repair it? I'm not sure if I actually have a weapon repair kit here. No, I don't. We'll have to make one of those or otherwise figure out how to fix it later. There's other ones of these kind of floating around. This is like a unique variant of it, but there's other versions of this just kind of floating around too. So we'll pick up one of those later and fix accordingly. Anyway, let's go in here while we're passing by. Because, of course, we kind of want to figure out what exactly was going on here. Why exactly is Elijah from Dead Money floating around in this area? Why was one of his unique weapons here? Why did he come here? What did he want? And indeed, of course, we do indeed have a poster for the Sierra Madre right here as well as a unique little weapon for this area. Proton Throwing Axe ×5. These things are bloody great. Well, the first thing we can figure out is, of course, in Dead Money, there's a big focus on bomb collars. What do we have here? A dead Yangtze camp survivor. We've got next to them deactivated bomb collars. We've got ourselves one broken detonator, more deactivated bomb collars. Over here I think there's, even more deactivated bomb collars. So basically, the reason Elijah came here, possibly, maybe not exclusively, but part of it, was he wanted to get himself a whole bunch of bomb collars and detonators, knowing full well that in previous experiments where he'd thrown people into Sierra Madre, they'd basically all turned on each other immediately, and the only way you could get them all to cooperate was indeed by using bomb collars and the threat of dying. And of course, confirmation from the logs pre-war, the bomb collars were pre-war technology. Another escape attempt last night. We rounded them all up and processed the escapees, but these little bastards are determined. We've got triple shifts on the camp around the clock, and the extra hours are eating up morale. Commander says he's put in a requisition to use the camp as a field test for the new total pacification collars the scientists have been working on. Maybe then I can get some goddamn sleep. Yes, indeed, it's pretty horrific. And then we move straight into Elijah's journal. Confirmation, if you couldn't figure it out just from the ghoul and all the bomb collar lying around, that of course Elijah was actually here for the bomb collars in part. And more mentions of another courier. No sign of that courier from before. He stays out of my way, I'll stay out of his. Been thinking about that Sierra Madre he mentioned. If he's right, I just need to find the casino radio frequency to track it down. Wouldn't need his help. If the working holograms and toxic gas are preserved there, might be easier to study them there with no robots to interfere. And those dispensers might have a use for those as well. So indeed, I'd actually forgotten that. So technically, Elijah didn't even know about the Sierra Madre till he learnt about it from Ulysses. He was here studying kind of tech anyway, just because that's a Brotherhoody sort of thing to do. Possibly he was looking for like advanced enough technology to take back to the Brotherhood. And one very important note, of course, while setting up the radios to monitor Dome and robots, thought I saw a glint scope from the building on the other side of the compound. Should check it out, make sure I'm not being watched. Might be that courier? Still, he would have come straight up rather than hiding. Instinct says it's someone else. So someone else watching Elijah from the other side of the compound. Very interesting. And I tell you what, if I can carry it, there's most of what I'd need here to make a weapon repair kit to get this gun a little bit better. Only thing I'm missing majorly is duct tape. Everything else I've got what I need. As well as a nice little thing later, the book chute upgrade mulching. We've got a little bit ahead of ourselves there, given we haven't even turned on the book chute properly yet, but we'll get to that in time. God, love it at night where you've got, the beautiful blue lit up dome of the think tank and the beautiful red lit up dome of the forbidden zone over there. So, round here, another building, a glint of a scope, he said. Indeed, ooh, so many flipping stars. I'm told this is accurate, that if there was like literally no light pollution in the world, this is how many stars we'd actually be able to see. Because I kind of said when I was doing Honest Hearts in You Only Live Once, oh, that's ridiculously too many stars. No, I'm told it's not. This is actually how it should be, and I really wish it was, because that's really, really cool. Be a little bit careful, though, because we've got a flipping Sentry Bot Mark III over there. Right. Got to be a bit careful of that, at least. But nothing will stop me, because this reward is well worth flipping getting. I'm wearing light stuff right now, and I've got good stealth. I should be able to stay hidden from all of this round here. So just be a little careful, because the game's going to pull a little trick in a little while here. Ooh, and also I've got to start dropping some stuff here. Because you'll notice, of course, there's no enemies around here at the front. We've got something over there. What is that? Can't see whatever that is. And then we've got this entrance to this building right here. Slip upstairs up this ramp. Watch out for that flipping sentry bot. It's very close by. Head up top, and we have got ourselves, aside for some steady, which is a nice drug for a sniper, of course, ammunition box, some 308 ammo, next to it a sniper rifle, but a very special sniper rifle, Christine's COS silencer rifle, the best silent sniper in the entire game. This thing is amazing. Not like the most powerful sniper rifle, sure, because the most powerful sniper rifle is just the anti-material rifle with explosive rounds, but for a silence rifle, this thing is bloody amazing. And you may notice, of course, a whole bunch of enemies have literally just spawned in. These guys have basically just formed a little kind of test firing range for you. So, damage 62, it's not even at full condition right now. Damage 62, DPS 127, bonus critical damage, bonus critical chance, weighs 5.5. Basically, it is a sniper rifle with a silencer pre-attached that is a fair bit more powerful than a standard sniper rifle. It's absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and I love this thing. It's not even that heavy for a really nice sniper either. And of course, the advantage of it being like a sniper rifle that is a 308 rather than the anti-material rifle is it means I've got a full selection of ammo for it. So I've got hollow point rounds. Let me see, I've got almost none of those. I've got the normal rounds. And if I brought any, I would have had armor-piercing rounds. Though sadly, I did not bring any. Now, where's that flipping sentry bot gone? I was kind of hoping the sentry bot would kill these guys for me. It would be quite funny. But it would appear that potentially the sentry bot decided just not to show up. But that's fine, because we've got a silenced gun here, so everything's okay. Nice. He gets his face blown off, straight off a cliff. And of course, we're still hidden, because this is a silenced weapon. So everything is good. 50 XP a go, and they're pretty easy to take out. So yeah, not so bad at all. Now, I'm pretty sure I saw that you had on you... Yes, indeed, you had a proton axe that I must have hit, which is why its condition is sadly 0, which is why its damage is currently 0. This thing's quite fun. Melee weapon with bonus damage versus robots, but of course no point taking that because it does weigh some stuff, and right now it is in literally 0 condition. We'll get a better quality one later, don't worry. Speaking of which, I forgot to actually show off the proton throwing axes we got a moment ago. So yes, proton throwing axes. Basically a throwing weapon for a melee character. There's a couple of these in the base game. There's like throwing axes in the base game, but like they very rarely show up to us. Also, I'm just going to turn around slightly because when the light hits the gaudy Pimp Boy 3 billion, it really is rather bright. That's much better. So yeah, you've actually got a throwing weapon. So you've got some range, even if you're exclusively a melee character, which is kind of cool. And these things are damage 33 is... okay, it's not spectacular, but it's all right. And then, of course, you know, you've got EMP as well, so you've got bonus damage versus robots and power armor. So if you can get a sneak attack critical, and you've taken better criticals, and you've taken, say, robotics expert, which I have, then these things can actually be pretty darn good. And bear in mind, that's damage 33 when I've basically not invested, you know, at all in my melee skill. Like, it would be much, much better otherwise. So these things can actually be pretty powerful once you start using them properly. Now, I can stave off thirst for now purely on grounds of the fact that I can just kind of drink the water I brought with me. But I need to get the sink in my room actually working sooner or later, just because I actually need something to drink from. I'm pretty sure that one of these buildings around here is where I get the tape for the water. So I should probably prioritize that now I've actually got myself a decent weapon. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea at all. If I can get myself a quest mark, because I've already got all my friends have off switches. So, the sink, the autodoc, and biological research. That's the only three. Well, there's more than that, but alright, fine. No, I'm pretty sure it's not that one. That's biological research station. So, it's this guy right here, I think. I'm not sure, but I think. Now, as a result of that, I think this route should be relatively safe to walk across. Hopefully. So we need to go and find ourselves the personality tape that lets me turn on the sink. And once I've turned on the sink, I can drink from the sink, and that will be lovely. Plus, I just really like the personality cores in this game, because every single item has a really distinct personality, and some of them have some really fun stuff to say to you. It's just, there's so much beautiful script in this particular DLC. It's lovely. Right, here we are, almost here. I can't remember what resistance is like in this building I'm about to go into, because I don't normally actually kind of do a clean sweep of all the personalities. Like, when I was coming through and You Only Live Once, well, 1, I wasn't on hardcore mode, and 2, I was, oh, hello. Oh, you're just a basic lobotomite, that's fine. Just make sure there's, no, nothing else, that's fine there. In that case, you have a melee weapon there. Let's just take a few pot shots at your leg. And didn't get either of them, beautiful. Now you don't have a weapon, and now you've been stunned. Now you're going to go back and get the weapon again. And now you're dead. Beautiful. Like, because the actual amount of floor space in this DLC is quite small.
2 + 2 equals... harassing the head of... forbidden! Idiots of the think tank!
Thank you, Dr. Mobius. Yes, because this is quite a small DLC. I quite like that one, by the way. 2 + 2 equals forbidden to you. Marvellous. Yeah, because it's quite a small DLC in terms of, like, the actual just physical floor space. As a direct result of that, the enemies are quite closely packed together. So you run into a lot of trouble relatively quickly. Also, lovely touch, by the way. Of course, we're going to go get the sink. And to do that, we need to go and find the bit that's got all the water in it. If we want to find the bit that's got all the water in it, where would we go? Well, if you literally just follow the pipes, the big pipes, they'll pretty much lead you right into where the water comes from. Isn't that nice? That's such a lovely touch. Okay, somewhere around here. Do I need to go down into this? I think I might need to go down into a canyon here. Okay, down here. Be careful, because we are well into Robo-Scorpion territory here. But I'm pretty sure, yes, we need to go down here. Here we are. Magnetohydraulics complex. Perfect. Get in here before the scorpions show up. Now this, of course, is where the water comes from, because it's where the pipes lead, because this game is beautiful like that. Now, I can't even remember if there's any bloody enemies around here. There must be something. Fine, makes sense. Lots of lovely blue water. But there's something... What is it? What else is around here? I know there's something in here. Well, here we are anyway. The sink project, the sink. Lovely. So now that means I can turn on the sink very bloody conveniently. You know what? Maybe I'm misremembering. I could have flipping sworn there was something... Ooh, duct tape. Nice. Duct tape is very, very useful. Duct tape is... Ooh, that might be enough for me to make one flipping weapon repair kit, you know. Now, actually, you know what? Though it's technically an outside item, I do actually, of course, have my flipping... Ooh, is that just some floating... Ooh, microfusion cells just floating away. Nice. Very, very nice. I do actually have my rebreather. So, you know what? I will actually... Though, if I could just avoid being over encumbered anyway... There's totally a door down there. I will totally use my rebreather to explore because I'd like to show off everything. Right, rebreather installed. Now we can have a proper explore around underwater. Bunch of good ammo floating around in various footlockers. But more interestingly, of course, a little door down here. Now, where did this go? So, that would have led down somewhere else, but that area is already blocked off. This must be the... No, that's not the surface, even though there's just a couple of mysterious bottles just floating at the top there. Marvellous. Drained microfusion cells. Anything good down here? Because, like, this is a bit hidden away. No? Just normal stuff. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping for a secret buried in here or something. Oh, there is a footlocker over here. Come on, something good. Ooh! Not so bad. Fairly useless armour, but big pile of ammo. Well, that seems to be a lot. Just a lovely little source of fresh water, then gets pumped all around the facility. Very, very nice. And we can turn on the sink back in our own quarters. Lovely. Ah, little tufts of grass just telling me where I'm going. I'm coming up to a biological research area in a moment. You might reasonably guess for the amount of growth that's going on here. Yes, indeed, the technology that affected Vault 22 was either developed or refined or originally researched or something round here. In fact, we do have one bad thing. Where's the bad thing? Because we have patient 0 of the fungal infections around here somewhere. Ooh, and we've got more than one too. Oh, we've got ourselves one Mr. Gutsy, and that's what this flipping thing does to him. Marvellous. Maybe instead I should leave that for now, because right now I have basically no good armour. Let's just run for it. We'll come back later. Now we're going south and up. That will do for now. We'll return to that area later. Right now I'm still wearing crappy damage threshold 5 armor. Like, you can find better stuff than this in flipping good springs. I need to get some proper armor first before we go any... Let's see if we go any further. There's another flipping one right flipping there. If we snipe it though, we should be able to do some pretty good damage straight up. Especially if we hit it right in the rear. Nice! That was better than I was hoping for. So, first up, this workbench. I should be able to make myself, yes indeed, one weapon repair kit. In fact, if I could just get myself 2 more scrap metal, I could make another one as well. Perfect. I'd forgotten which thing you needed 2 of versus which you needed 1 of. Okay, so next time I run to scrap metal, which is all over the shop in like little work kits or whatever, get 2 of them, and we'll be able to get ourselves a second weapon repair kit. Lovely. In fact, actually, please... Oh, duct tape times 5 right there. Bloody hell, that's generous. Duct tape's brilliant. That's the rarest of the things you need to make a weapon repair kit. Don't forget a wrench, though. I think actually I need another wrench, if I recall correctly. So, wrenches and scrap metal. Got it. And now that I've got that weapon repair kit, I can get Elijah's advanced lair thing up a little bit, which is definitely what I want to do. And just make sure yes, I have indeed got that equipped. So yeah, right now that's DPS 113, damage 39. Let's just get that up a little bit. And I've got decent repair, so this should be damage 47, DPS 136. Yeah, damage 47, that's pretty decent. That's a good starting point right there. I would have used it on Christine's sniper rifle, but that doesn't really need it yet. That's still pretty powerful on its own. Now let's plug in the sink. We can do our first reactivation here.
Oh, God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you'll want to clean up then?
So, yes, indeed, the sink is a little bit of a neat freak who's terrified of dirt.
Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? 70, 100, gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so.
I love the sink. And interestingly, this is the only time in Fallout prior to Fallout 4 survival mode you can actually take empty bottles and convert them into purified water. The sink lets you do that. So that was not an innovation of Fallout 4 survival mode. It was reused from Old World Blues. The sink lets you do that. Though interestingly, I think it was only this sink that let you do it. Like every other sink, even though, you know, you could just hold the empty bottle to any sink and fill it up. No, you needed to actually have a sentient AI sink in order to make it work. And I'd like a drink, please.
You can have as much as you like. Just, please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary.
So yes, indeed, the sink is a slightly plummy British woman. You don't actually have to lean in and drink or anything. Just by kind of having that conversation, you automatically get your thirst down to 0, which is very, very useful. So, we've got ourselves a good starting point on some guns here. We've got ourselves, yes, a sonic emitter, we've got ourselves Elijah's lair gun, and we've got ourselves a really damn good sniper rifle. But unfortunately, the little kind of jumpsuit is not going to be a good starting point. Oh yes, sorry, I'd forgotten I was still wearing the rebreather. There we are, get that off so that we're just using the stuff from Old World Blues indeed. Yes, indeed, I'm going to need some better armour than what I've got. And I think we'll wrap up today by making sure we've got ourselves some good armour as well. And would you believe there's a picture of some rather fun little futuristic armour on the wall right here. Maybe we should go and get that, eh? So we're going after X-13, chasing after what Dr. Klein described as sneaky, sneaky armour, sneakier than anything that could ever be seen. And in the meantime, we've got ourselves... What even is that over there? Is that geckos? Oh no, that would just be Night Stalkers that I can only see a bit of. Well, that's fine. If we just go down this way, we should be able to avoid them. Fun thing about this area, of course, is you can see that, like, there's loads of these little, like, podiums that you can kind of step on. Night Stalkers aren't able to walk up them. They don't have a jump animation. So as a result of that, if you simply just basically jump up on those, the Night Stalkers, they can't do anything to you. Because, yeah, they really struggle to navigate around this area. Though, admittedly, it looks like there's quite a few Night Stalkers around. I should probably just take out a few of you, actually. Oh, they're tougher than I was expecting. Well, in this case, we actually do have a good reason to use the flipping Cyberdog gun thing. Which is indeed, Hollow Point will do a very good job here. Yep, you'll go down, and you'll go down. Lovely. Because this is Hollow Point ammo, and you're flipping dogs. And I even leveled up from that too, as soon as we're far enough away from wherever the dog is. And we are marvellous. Now, energy weapons. Obviously, I'd like to boost that a little bit immediately, because as soon as that's past 75, Elijah's thing will work a little bit better, which is very, very welcome. Sneak I will gladly boost, because not being spotted here is useful as well. Marvellous. Yes, that will do very, very nicely. Energy weapons. In fact, let's get that 80 and yeah, 83. 83 is better. Marvellous. And no perk, because it's an odd-numbered level. But you can see here just how flipping quickly you drain ammo with this thing. Like, it does work as a gun. I'm not saying it doesn't work as a gun. I'm just saying that in terms of how you would use 357 ammo, it's just the most inefficient way you could possibly come up with. Especially when there's so many better things you could do. Like, if you get any... I'd forgotten there were mines on top of that pipe, which there are. They put mines on top of the pipe, the bastards. And now I'm crippled. One Night Stalker right there. Lovely. But you'll notice I'm standing on top of this relatively small thing right now. I'm pretty sure they won't be able to follow me up here. No, they just have to run away because there's nothing they can do about me while I'm standing here. Which is what makes this area relatively much more manageable than it might initially appear, even if you're a bit scared of Night Stalkers, and I wouldn't blame you if you were. They do bite quite hard, move quite fast, and generally exist in large packs. You can really use this to mess with them, by the way, because like you can see I've drawn the attention of a big group of them there. Jump up onto this thing here, stand in the middle. They now don't have a way to me, so they just kind of jump down. Step down on the ground, and they'll immediately start coming after me again. Which means now, as they approach, I can take pot shots at them. This is also one of those moments where the K9000 is probably actually quite useful, because the enemy kind of clusters together. They sort of try and hide from you by the looks of it. So, oh, hello. Do you think you can get a bite at me? I don't think you can. Yeah, you just wander over there, you stupid bastard. If I just hop down here in a moment, a whole bunch of them will probably pop out simultaneously and then charge at me. Yes, they want to be a little bit careful, mind. Little careful. And then you can just quickly wipe a few of them out. Okay, much killing later from this slightly cheaty podium, but I'm willing to use it because, you know what, if I was standing on a high platform, then indeed wild animals wouldn't be able to get to me. That strikes me as eminently fair. As a result, we've managed to kill all of the bloody Night Stalkers in this area, and that means we can skip forward to X13. Lovely. So one force field, I think the first actual force field we've seen. Don't worry about that, nothing we can do about that for the moment. We'll have to come back later. Now, into the labs we go, and of course what we want is each individual bit of the X13 prototype, a type of armour. Next lab over, the boots as well, and when you pick them up, they do actually kind of flash, which I think is very, very nice. And we've also got some very good stuff here. Thick red paste. May not sound that good, but it's actually really bloody amazing. Hit point plus 45 for 30 seconds. This is actually one of the better healing items in the whole bloody game. If I just go over to a stim pack, that's hit points plus 7 for 5 seconds. Thick red paste is ludicrously good as a healing item. In fact, I'm just going to eat some of the thin red paste right now, which isn't even the best sort. Just eat some of that. And my hit points are just flying up next to any sort of food, and even flipping stim packs in hardcore mode. It's amazing. And of course, the final lab, and we've got ourselves the chest piece. Lovely, and that is everything that we need. Recover the prototypes. So you have obtained the oral stealth suit. Not only can be upgraded through testing in X13, it also has medics and stimpack reserves for all your pain dampening needs. Medics and stimpacks not included. And as you would probably reasonably expect from some of the little prototypes that are sitting around here, of course this was basically the American army trying to come up with an answer to the Chinese stealth suit. Admittedly, this one doesn't go invisible, but it does still have some very nice bonuses. And we've got a flipping Chinese Army Spec Ops training manual down there just to prove the point. So here we are, Stealth Suit Mark II, been a little bit reworked for JSawyer, of course. Damage resistance 9, damage threshold 14. Not perfect, but certainly better than damage threshold 3 and no damage resistance at all. So get rid of that and go over to this. It's a lot heavier, mind, yeah, weight 17. But sneak plus 15 is quite good, and that's only the basic version. We're going to improve that quite a bit yet.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Who can I hide you from today?
So yes, the suit is indeed quite cool. I quite like this. Though admittedly, I've always thought, well, one, I've never really thought it looked particularly good with a bonnet, but I have always thought, however, it does work quite well with a rebreather. I've always thought it worked quite flipping well with a rebreather indeed. Very, very nice. It also gets really sunky if you're sneaking while you've got your light on.
If you want to be sneaky, turn off your Pip-Boy light.
There's also another line which he says, we're all lit up, is it Christmas? Which I've always quite liked. So now we need to do a few little tests in order to get this suit improved. But before we go forward into the testing lab, there's another fun little thing here. So yes, indeed, the X13 Stealth Testing Lab, which is where we want to go to improve our suit. But there's another weird thing here. Over through this door, the Stealth Test Area number 2. This room is very, very surreal and hard locked. Welcome to possibly the weirdest room in all of New Vegas. Yes, the weird VR Tron room. It's all a little bit the HTC Vive. So a dose of Psycho, a protonic inversion axe embedded in this guy's back. And you can see from the value, this particular one is in very, very good condition indeed. A broken down terminal, and over here, one note, the VR simulation note. Together with, is that just a, yes, a pencil. Marvellous. So 2 people were in here doing a little stealth test, and one guy ended up with an inversion axe in his back. Also, just look at that thing. When I haven't invested in this at all, damage 43 and gets bonus damage versus robots. This thing murders robots. It's really bloody good. VR simulation note. With my dying breath, I write that I hate the VR simulation so much. It has killed us. Now I will kill it. So some form of terrible accident involving people axing each other occurred, and then this guy murdered the VR simulation to try and escape from it. So we're not sure exactly what happened here, but some form of terrible VR-related accident occurred. Marvellous. Now downstairs, under here, it may look like you can't really access this area yet. You can actually get to that area. You just go through that door and down the stairs. There's some flipping Night Stalkers, except there's the invisible Night Stalkers as we get back in the base game over near Jacobstown. So I'm not going down there yet. If I remember, I'll come back and clear them out later when I've got some better weapons and stuff. But for now, I do not want to go down and take care of them. If I forget, remind me in the comments later. But yes, we will try to remember to come back for those lads. Instead, we need to go into the stealth testing lab.
Please use the terminal below to begin user synchronization.
So indeed, we have entered a nice little testing area, which is very, very good. And as the game says, test area down here, or you can just drop down into this room. This is the right room. Now, there's a fun twist to this thing that I never ever knew. Before we get to that, there's some good stuff to get from the actual observation platforms. So of course what we're doing here is we're going through a little testing room, a room that's designed to look like, you know, an office block, because we're testing whether the suit works as a proper little infiltration device. So as a result, there's all of these areas up above so that people can observe from the catwalks, because it needs to be properly observed, which is really, really cool. But there's some other fun stuff floating around in the test areas as well, kind of up here in the observation wing. This computer here initially looks like it's just a little bit of kind of comical flavor text. I've noticed your work has taken a dive lately. This seems to have coincided with a marked weight gain over the past few months. I've developed an implant which has been proven to increase performance while reducing weight in lab animals. Granted, we haven't run it through any human test trials yet, but I'm sure it is perfectly safe. But what that actually does is that adds a new note to your Pip-Boy as well. Specifically, it gives you a holotape for an upgrade file for the Sync Robotic Assistant's autodock. So now I've actually read about that thing. Once I've got the autodock back online in the Sync by finding his personality profile, that means I can actually go to him and have the implant that was just mentioned. Some form of weight loss protocol. Marvellous. More importantly, keep going through and Mendoza will have a note here. Check out this mod I've been working on. Hey buddy, I've been helping the guys over in the X8 test out this new toy they've been building. Get this, it's a gun that uses a dog's brain to track targets. They asked me to play around with their gun trigger code, and I came up with this mod. Next time you're over there, will you give it a shot? Callus has swamped me setting X13 up for the coming visit by the Leeds, and he wants the turrets in place so we don't fail the new security requirements. So that gives me an upgrade for my Sync Robotic Assistant's the Central Intelligence Unit. So we'll plug that in later and see what that does when we get back home. At the very end here, you've got some rather interesting, unique-ish stuff. Night Stalker Squeezings, which is, well, a very odd little item. Because it doesn't need weigh quite a lot at 0.5 per go. It looks like a healing item, but, you know, it does give rats and hit points +2 for 5 seconds. It's not even that good, so I've never really been 100% sure what the point of this stuff is. Salient Green, however, is well worth carrying along. Of course, it's a little bit of a joke on Soylent Green and all of that, but Salient Green is actually truly made out of plant matter. Once we've got kind of some more of the personalities running back in the Sync, we'll be able to produce our own Salient Green, and it's pretty darn decent. Hit points +4 for 7 seconds, meaning it's about as effective as a normal stim pack. In fact, pretty much bang on, in fact. Yeah, that's, sorry, hit points +7 for 5 seconds. So a little bit slower than a stim pack, but heals about the same amount of hit points, and food -60 at the same time. No rads whatsoever. Pretty decent. So obviously once you're done exploring that area, follow the signs to the test area, head down here and start off a test program. Except there's one thing I never flipping knew until I was told it in the comments after I did You Only Live Once, which I find absolutely amazing. So go over here to the test terminal. So all we need to do is sneak through, past the robots, and get to the office at the end. You fail if you're detected, you succeed if you reach the administrator's office and steal the documents without being detected. Lovely. So naturally, of course, that means you go through here, and you kind of go around all the traps. There's tripwires, there's robots, and it gets more and more complicated as time goes by. What I did not realise, however, is if you straight up just turn around and head back up the stairs, there's nothing to actually stop you flipping cheating. I never knew this, because all the doors lock up, but they're only hard locked. You can basically just cheat the test, and the game doesn't mind you cheating, because this is New Vegas, and New Vegas is the best. So there we are. That down there, I'm pretty sure that's the administrator's office. We're directly above there. So all we need to do is hop over here, and then hop down here onto the desk. Nice. This is technically the office just before the administrator's office, so I could have dropped in from above. So this was the right one, the one with the drapes. And then we just go over here, grab the safe. There we go, get the document.
Test data processed.
And that's it. Technically, I've just earned flipping 900 XP, and I've been rewarded, and my suit has improved. So now my suit gives me +10 sneak on top of what it already did.
Even that stealth suit won't hide you from my Robo-Scorpion army. Sting the intruder, my pets. Sting them until they are stupid.
Mean robot bugs. Mean robot bugs.
Now, slight issue, obviously after you do the first test, the robot bugs do indeed arrive, so we've got to take care of them now. Quite like to find out just how flipping... Oh, hello. And this is, this isn't working so well, mine, but the critical strike that I'm getting off my high luck is basically perma-staggering him, which is quite good, because it's got a paralysis effect on him. Before he recovers from the paralysis effect, the next paralysis effect is already on him. So actually, that works pretty well. Just go for him and hope for a critical, because as soon as we get the critical, you are... Yep, there you are. The first critical, he's paralyzed. This gun isn't very powerful, but it certainly has its uses against robots, because, yeah, the paralysis is worth it just for that. And, of course, we could significantly boost the power anytime we want by going over to max charge or overcharge ammo.
Time to fight.
Oh, yeah, look how powerful that is now with the max charge ammo. That just nails them. One nice thing about the Scorpions, by the way, is if they get too close to you, they will try and use their claws, not their blasters. And, like, they're not that fast, especially going upstairs, so it's fairly easy to just kind of keep away from them. Hello, I know you're in here somewhere. Hello, where are you? There you are. You're just a basic Mark III. You're not that bad at all. And now just, yeah, you see, he's not shooting me. He's trying to use his claws. As long as you just back away from him, it's not actually that difficult at all. Critical strike, he goes on when he's stuck on his back. Poor little lamb. And there he goes. Lovely. So that's them taken care of. There's a few more on the way out, but you can see, like, actually, with this thing, thanks to the paralysis effect, especially with overcharge and max charge ammo, we can take care of them very nicely. And you see there that technically it's telling you how far we've upgraded it. So right now we've upgraded the boots, but none of the rest of it. And that means now the stealth effect has gone up to plus 25. Very, very nice indeed. On to the next test. So, advanced infiltration test, please. Marvellous. Luckily, we can just cheat again. Because I did not know you could do this. Like, I knew you could, like, go back upstairs. But I assumed, like, all the doors would be hard-locked. But no, you can genuinely cheat. Because New Vegas is the best game ever. It's also presumably effectively a source of free XP if you wanted it forever. Because, oh, apparently you injected me with some Med-X. Marvellous. Thank you, Stealth Suit. Though... would you mind telling me before you inject me with drugs? I would appreciate it. So this door right here, this one on the right leads right up to the final room. So literally, if you've got hard lock picking, just basically go upstairs, turn right, 75, and that's it. That is now the final room. Just drop straight down here, and we've passed the test. There we are. New document.
Test data processed.
So, let's look at the reward save, because I hadn't actually bothered doing that yet. So, La Fantoma, fixing things, tiny bit of extra ammo, through the same door, straight past here, over the top. Just double check we're not about to jump down on a thing. No, we're not. Through here, and open we go.
Test data processed.
This time, Locksmith's Reader and Programmer's Digest, very useful. And what I believe is now the final test, robot compliance.
This is the robot compliance test.
So tragically, yes, this is the one you actually can't cheat. The final one you actually have to do because you're not just getting into the final office. That's not to say there's no way to cheat, of course. There's nothing to stop you going up top and then just kind of dropping in behind a robot if that's what you wanted to do. You'd totally be welcome to do that. In fact, you know what? Sure, we've cheated so far, let's just keep cheating. So we can skip this first room, nice and easily. You've got to be a little bit careful, because actually you can still get technically close enough to the mines that are down there to trigger them, even when you're actually upstairs. And fortunately, the game tells me where the robots are. And I'm pretty sure they can't detect you when you're upstairs, even if they're technically looking at you. So he's actually looking at me, but he can't see me anyway. So I can just jump down here and deactivate him in a second. Marvellous. There we are. Deactivate him. And then get away from the mine. And then where's the... oh, flip. Where's the other mine? I don't know. I can't remember where the bloody mines are. You may as well partly do this properly at least. Because this just gets you 50 XP. Go for disarming the laser tripwires. Right, this time play it careful. Make sure you grab that on the way past. Hit you on the way past. Fine, and now grab all of you on the way past as well. Disarm or reach. Actually, we could redo them to make them nice and... yeah, nice and blue. Nice and blue. There we go. Lovely. Now there's still lasers, but they're friend lasers. I believe you are going... yep. Perfect timing. There we go. Down you go.
Firmware updated to version 1.4.
Another 710 XP. Project X13 is completed. And now I've got the most important one of all, increased sneak speed, which you really do feel straight away. You might not be able to see it very clearly, but yeah, when you're playing, you really do feel it. Now I can sneak a little bit faster, which is very, very cool indeed. And you even get yourself another Chinese Army Spec Ops training manual for that. Nice. And that means now that I'm wearing the suit, my sneak is actually 100. Lovely. In fact, actually, I'm pretty sure it would be, let's just take the suit off very quickly, because I kind of want to see what it is now without. So I bet that's pretty good already. So now without, it is 88 without. Nice. Damage threshold 14, damage resistance 9, but also the sneak speed, perception, agility, and sneak. Those bonuses together make this thing very, very good. Now, slight problem. There's going to be a slight case of scorpions as we try and leave, so we're going to have to fight our way out yet. Fortunately, I'm now hopefully stealthy enough to actually get the sneak attack criticals on them. There we are. And on you. And now just get the big lad. No, get the... I think the little one was tanking for the big lad there. In fact, actually, I think the corpse is blocking him. He's trying to get up to me, but he... Oh, now he can! Now he can! Ouch! Ouch! Just stab him! Disable him! Paralyze him! Use the paralysis! Why are we not... Oh, flipping heck. Right, back over here. Let them come around the corner... Oh, I think the big one's badly wounded. Oh, I didn't even kill you the first time. He's trying to shoot me, but he's failed. And just get the criticals. Or, okay, bare minimum, don't miss. There you are. Now back away from... No, back away from him. There we are. Lovely. That was terrible aiming there. Lovely. The nice thing is, if this guy gets stuck paralyzed in the corridor, as I think he almost did that. Ouch, stop shooting me, you git. Then he kind of blocks his friend as well, and friendly fire is totally a thing, so he'll do some damage to his friend. Nice. So yes, there's now just a little one left, and he'll be, as soon as we get the criticals, there's the critical and there's the paralysis. Job done. So this gun is not the most powerful gun in the world, but it certainly has its uses. Though bear in mind, yeah, max charge really gets the condition of this thing down fast. I'm going to go over to overcharge just for a little bit.
I hope it doesn't hurt too bad. We don't have any medics.
Did you just inject me with Med-X?
Ready, steady, fighty.
We're in caution and I'm wearing a stealth suit. Basically, my entire job at this point is just to sneak away. It's going to be fine. Don't panic, stealth suits. Don't inject me with drugs. See? See how we got away? So first things first, we had something for the Sync Central Intelligence Unit. Upgrade holotape received, adding K9000 weapon mod Wrestler Royal to the vendor inventory. Now I can increase the damage of the K9000 right now. Now I've just dropped a save, but I am going to buy this to show it off because it really doesn't help very much. So right now, 26 damage, 184 odd DPS. Let's just install this. Lovely. So the Wrestler Royal has now been installed. And now it does damage 28, DPS 198. So basically barely any flipping improvement. It's just not very good. And there's a worse thing yet, which is one of the other upgrades you can get, is you can upgrade this thing to be, I think it's called the Fido, an upgraded version of the K9000. That basically makes it a little bit more powerful, but even worse despite that, because it starts using 44 Magnum ammo. You know, the incredibly valuable, and on hardcore mode, very heavy ammo type that incredibly powerful guns use, but flipping hell, apparently now you want to be wasting it on a rapid-fire weapon that's still not that good. Oh, the K9000 is terrible. Right, let's just pretend that never happened and instead go and dump the poor old K9000 in the footlocker at the foot of my bed. There we are, that's cleared out some bloody inventory space, marvellous. And you'll also notice, because I've actually got enough upgraded the stealth suit, the little poster that was here before has actually lit up accordingly. Very, very nice. Also, now that we've got the sync, one of the options that is available is we can turn off the personalities if we want to. But you shouldn't, because you'd be a monster if you did, because they're all really fun. Now, one other thing in the shop I actually misremembered last time is, yes, indeed, he does sell the Sonic Emitter Revelation. That's not the sound file for the Revelation. That is literally a second Sonic emitter. The reason you might want that is because you can fit these out with kind of different sound effects, if you like, which changes the effect. So, like, the Revelation is not always the one you want to be using, because Revelation is, I think it's the weakest one. But because of the whole paralysis thing and the bonus damage versus robot, there are certain times when it can actually be very, very useful indeed. And in fact, now that mine is in such incredibly low condition, it's actually, you know, cheaper for me to buy a new one and slightly repair it than it is to actually flipping repair my existing one. So I'm actually going to have myself 2 Sonic emitters. So I now have 2 full-strength Sonic emitters, and indeed will be kind of changing one of those up very, very soon indeed. I've also blown a little bit of that giant pile of money I've been carrying around for no reason on getting Christine's sniper rifle up to max condition. 69 damage on a silenced weapon that's got critical bonus damage and critical chance. Oh, it's just so flipping lovely. And I'm sure we will be repairing up Elijah's weapon as well, because that thing is one hell of a beast too. In fact, yes indeed, I can just afford to make one flipping weapon repair kit, having just scavenged a little bit better in the sink. One more weapon repair kit, lovely. So let's just get Elijah's thing up a little bit further, because that thing is indeed well worth improving. Lovely. So that's now up to, oh, look at that. Damage 59, DPS 168. Like, its DPS is already pretty much as high as the flipping K9000 was, except it weighs 4 rather than 27. And it can take overcharge and max charge microfusion cells, which is great, and it's not even at full condition yet, and it's just so much better, and it hits a lot harder, because like if you've got two weapons with the same DPS, always go for the one with the higher damage, because then you'll be able to penetrate armor more effectively. Oh, it's just a really damn good gun. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. I would say we are now looking in much better shape. We've still got a fabulous bonnet, because right now we don't have anything better to replace it with, but we have got ourselves a fully upgraded stealth suit. We have got ourselves the best silent sniper rifle in the bloody game. We've got ourselves a pair of glasses that make us better at blowing things up. That raises all sorts of interesting questions, as well as some other really cool weapons as well. So, that will more than do as a starting point. Oh, blimey, my Med-X has just worn off and my vision has gone all wibbly. Stop injecting me with Med-X armor, at least flipping ask before you do, blimey. So now that we've got the basics sorted, I think next time we will head out into the wider world. The first thing we need to do is get hold of a little upgrade for our flipping sonic emitter, because you may have noticed, of course, we ran into a couple of force fields and we need to be able to take those down. So probably one of the first priorities is getting hold of the force field takey downy upgradey thingy, and once we've got that, we can start exploring in earnest. There's not really much point exploring too much before that point, because then you just need to remember to go back and like explore a second time once you can take the force fields down. So let's get the force field upgrade first up, and then we can start exploring, and there is some really fun stuff in this DLC when you go exploring, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas Survival Mode with the JSawyer Mod here in Old World Blues. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Here, have a hat. Oh, you don't have a head. I'm sorry, that was really insensitive of me. Oh, I don't want to interface with whatever this is, but alright. Oh god, he's running Windows 8. No bloody wonder it's all gone tits up. Fire extinguisher, if it's a choice between you and me, I'm afraid I'm sacrificing you, just FYI.